Go ahead, Red Dragon. There, that's 3 places in the world, 3 continents with the shofar blowing. The Red Dragon began, and I also have the ambassador on, although the Red Dragon needs to leave. And this is the video for Monday. Today is Sunday, and it's the video for Monday, whatever the date it is, on 18th, I guess. And so we have the ambassador. We just finished over 2 hours, actually, of ceremony and preparation, spiritual ceremony. And I'm going to let the ambassador just talk some, and we'll probably have somewhat of a conversation about what we just experienced. But I'm going to let you go, Mr. Ambassador, and talk about what your perception of what we just did.
Yes, what we did, we started with now calling for the angels, for the spiritual entities, okay, from the 3 continents, basically, from both the United States and from Europe, okay, and from China simultaneously, okay. And we were calling the angels to come down and assist us in this war against ignorance and against this war against 666 and the entities that represent this number. We're also calling you all now to basically surrender and to remit yourselves to the service of the Creator. And we had a long talk, you and me and the Red Dragon. And you, for the first time, had the possibility and pleasure to speak with him directly and hear some of his words and explaining some parts of the spiritual preparation and spiritual warfare that needs to be done, other than the other things that is done by our other entities that works for the family, that basically in the different governments around the world. Okay. So basically, we're doing our best, all of us, to unite together and to call for this, battle against ignorance and battle against evil and financial tyranny and tyranny at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is your feeling, Ron?
Well,
after being anointed.
Yeah, there was an anointing of oil. Well, actually, it began before we even began. I did some ceremonial washing, which is a Muslim practice. It's not one of my spiritual practices, but I was instructed by the ambassador on how to do some ceremonial washing in preparation for what we were going to be doing once the Red Dragon joined us. And then we had an explanation by the Red Dragon of the significance of the shofar, and then an anointing with oil and the significance of oil anointing various parts of our bodies. And then there was actually communion of the breaking of the bread and the drinking of the wine. So it brought back a lot of memories because, ironically, a lot of the things that the Red Dragon has learned without being indoctrinated in any religion, that he learned just on his own spiritual journey, not being taught by someone else, is very much my own background and roots as far as some of the things that I was taught growing up. I mean, he talked about a lot of the spiritual practices that I was raised with. And the significance of them, and the fact that it's important that it be of the heart and not just by rote memory and just doing it because that's what you're supposed to do as part of your religion. And he emphasized the importance of being personally connected to God and to recognizing that we are God's children and recognizing the Christ or the divine spirit that's within each of us.
Oh, I think that's a very good explanation. And also, as he stated, is that, Christianity came to China during the Tang Dynasty, and it's far back. But as he said, he learned about Christianity on the battlefields. And like you said, he's not indoctrinated by it in a school. That's why it's sincere, and also from a deep personal spiritual adventure that he had in his life. One day maybe he will explain that for all of us himself, but that's his thing. But like I said, we are all coming out of so-called different religions and backgrounds, from Buddhism, from from Confucianism, from Taoism, from Shintoism, from Hinduism, from Islam, from Christianity and Judaism. And all these religions have one common fact, that they believe in the same creator. And these religions has been later on controlled by humans and alterated by humans, and became what we see today. And unfortunately, today it has been used as a tool by advantages of 666 to divide and conquer, and to
mind control.
Yeah, of course, mind control, but also it's deep in the biggest sensation that we have, which is fear. And everything that is foreign to our own programming becomes fearful, and they control us by fear, and they control us by race, and they control us by religions. And it's like I stated, it's like I don't consider myself, okay, as belonging to any particular religion, okay. I believe and consider myself as a person that is submitted to the will of God, and I believe and follow the teachings of both the Torah and the Bible, and also the Quran. And studying all these religious books, and knowing them from inside out, and being on a spiritual quest, and also being granted the opportunity to read some of the historical evidence and books that is kept from the ordinary man and the Kabbalah, I have been able to basically create my own spiritual conviction for what is right and what is wrong. But most importantly is that you have to live by example. It's like some of the things that we were, that you and Red Dragon was doing, I didn't do, because that was, it's against my, is my, I cannot, I do not drink, for example, alcohol. This is a decision that I have taken. I observe kosher, and this is certain things that, that I feel important in my religious practice. Okay. And, or if you would call it in Islamic sense, you could say halal food. Okay. But, this thing with foods is also spiritually affecting us. Okay. Is that people, there is a word that say that you are what you eat. Okay. And if you eat too many of certain things, you become involved with the spirit of that particular animal. And, some of the spiritual senses of, for example, the swine is not very good in relation to, being basically scavenger, and can even eat their own dead children. We humans have the same sick mentality, that we can even poison our own children, or our own offspring, and kill them, like the Kabbalah doing, okay, with diseases and with all the poisons in the foods and stuff like that, and other type of what's called sodomistic type of behaviors that is in our society and forced down our throat. Now the thing is this way, it's like we talked about also, is that is the decision a person is making. Okay, what is, people are committing sin. No one is without sin, as I stated so many times. I'm a person that have committed sin in my life. I'm not a perfect person. I have done my mistakes in my life, but I want to learn from the mistakes that I did and not commit them again, and try to do bettering for the sins that I committed to by doing more good. Okay, and to sacrifice my time and life for the mission, and that mission is basically to set humanity free. And that is what I have been devoting my life to, and not only my life but also my wealth to, and to actually do something for the people. And that's why it's so important that all of us, doesn't matter who we are, and which groups we claim we represent, or which entity we represent. We need to learn how to work together, to cooperate. I would like to see a global awakening from all sides. And like, for example, today I was wishing, some of our other family people that a happy Liberation Day. And actually, today was the National Day of Indonesia, and that was the time when they were basically liberated from the colonialism of Holland, and all type of
The Dutch East India Company.
Yes, and basically, this is a way for their people to get sovereignty and independence and getting themselves out of slavery. Now, unfortunately, as we all know, that slavery has not ceased to exist either way. But at least the important thing is not for us to build nations and borders to divide us, but at least we need to have our own dignity and not to be ruled by others and not to be treated as second-hand citizens. And unfortunately, this is what I see going around the world, is that, people who claims that they have, created some, unique system, like people created communism, and the people said that, communism is a good thought, everyone equal and everyone take care and so on and so on. Yes, all these things with communism is very nice, but unfortunately it doesn't work with people. It's the same thing with, you have the Islamic Republic of Iran as a very good example. The way that they have evolved into their society is that in reality they have created a lot of young atheists. Why? Because forcing the religion on the people. Now, what I'm saying is very simple, that it cannot be any force inside a religion. It cannot be any force at all. People has to freely submit themselves to the will of God. That is what is taught in the second surah in the Quran, for example. People are talking about Sharia, talking about the Islamic Caliphate and all these different things which is happening in Iraq. And these things there is like I state, is this way that this is a part of a Kabbal's divide and conquer system. You understand? If someone wants to practice their religion, let them do so. Okay? If someone do not want to practice their religion, that's between them and God. Okay? It's not to us to be the watchman of other people, because that creates hypocrisy. It's the same thing as the people saying, bomb the people in Palestine, continue the slaughter there. It's Muslims, it's this Hamas. That's the, brainwashing. This is the thing that people has learned and practiced to distance themselves to the people so that's okay. But the problem is this way, do some research. How many of the Palestinian people are Christians? Okay? You want to support Israel? Fine, support Israel. But why do we want to support some form of tyranny against other people? It's between all these people there, you are killing Christians. Say that you are Christian. Why would you like to kill the Christians of Palestine? Okay, because the bombs doesn't see the difference between if you're Christian or Muslim. They will kill equally. Okay? Now, all nations deserves peace. All nations should live side by side, like the religions used to do before people start forcing the religion on people. Okay? And the thing is this way, we can see, from, I can talk from my own family perspective. Okay, my own family perspective, we have practicing Jewish people, we have practicing Christian people, we have practicing Muslim people, and we do not kill each other. You understand? Now, what's the problem? We if we can coexist, why wouldn't other people be able to coexist? And this is the situation. One time I hold a speech at a very large gathering for one of the biggest groups, religious entities in the Muslim world. And I basically just told them that the most important thing, you cannot win hearts by killing others. Because when you kill their family members, they will never open their heart for reason. They will be filled with hate and revenge. Okay? The only way to change people is by proving your point and showing the way. And then basically you will follow or take their place of worship to change that to your place of worship, because they will find that this is the right way to go. But if you kill these people, if you suppress these people, no way they will be submitted to you. They might in your face say, yeah, or maybe put on a veil just because they have to, but as soon as they come inside the room, they're basically taking themselves off naked and drinking alcohol and taking drugs and fornicate. Understand? This is the problem. When you force other things on other people, it creates the opposite. Okay? It's the same thing with taxes. You put up taxes. What happens? That the people that has the capacity and has money, they will find a way to put money in other countries where they don't need to put taxes. But the ordinary human, he doesn't have that solution. He doesn't have that pleasure. So basically, he would be enslaved into this taxation system. And if it would go for the people, okay, fine. But most of these taxes doesn't go to the people, it goes to the corporations. You finance funds that's supposed to go to rebuild your country and to help with the infrastructure and to help to better the living standard of the people. And then you justify a humanitarian incident, okay, and basically spend all the money on war. And all the money that's supposed to go to the people is going to the military industrial corporations.
Yeah.
This is the deception. This is the lie that we need to deal with. That's why many times when people is asking me about global currency resets and RVs and redomination of currencies, revaluation of currencies, it's that or release of funds to the people, whatever people are talking about. You have to realize that if we release for the good and if it's used for the bad, it would take out humanity. Okay, and that is what is the problem. We have to stop hunting this, easy fix solutions, fast food type of solutions. You understand? Or a band-aid where we have a concert singing and shouting and putting some money in, but we never know where the money goes. Okay? And we have to stop this thing. We need to help assist the people with the problems. It's like every single day, as you know, I am working on many different things around the world to actually do things to assist nations. And not only that, to assist the people, okay, with the problems that is there for the people. But at the same time, many of the organizations that has been set up in the past during centuries and has been basically alterated into a personal business for certain individuals. And majority of the money that is released to the benefit of people doesn't end up to the people. It ends up majority to these entities that runs these corporations or sovereign entities or humanitarian organizations. We need to, stop. Also, like people state, I'm a humanitarian person. I want to help other people with my humanitarian projects. Majority of the people talking on it. I mean, we have seen so many so-called humanitarians that basically using these so-called humanitarian funds for only bettering themselves or even killing other people. And little of the funds that is allocated for the real cause goes to the cause. We need to restructure the whole establishment. And like I tried to say many times, is that they didn't build the wall of China, one day. It took time to build it. A lot of people did the sacrifice doing it. It's the same thing with these assets. These assets was gathered during thousands of years with the blood of the people. That's why these funds is deserved to be going to the people, not to the corporations or to private individuals for their own personal egoistic, agendas. Okay, and this is the thing that it's like I stated many times. You want to have updates about what's happening around the world. I mean, we have people that shares this opinion, who shares their, their expertise and their knowledge. That is not what is. I'm there. I'm here to give you some updates about the good things that is happening in reality, so that people keeps the hope and that they can see and cooperate with us to do the changes that is needed for humanity. We need to take back our countries. We need to take back our freedom. We need to take back our independence. But at the same time, we need to learn how to share with others too, and especially share love and peace. And you know, people have seen the First World War. People have seen the Second World War. Do we need to repeat a third one? You know, I think that all humans has the answers for this question in their heart. I think that everyone on the planet has suffered enough. I believe that we have been suppressed enough. And I'm asking the people that's supposed to be our masters, who actually are our servants, to surrender and to work with the people. We have seen also a lot of terrible things that is also says that even in your country where you are these last days, and you have all these religious fanatics who, on all sides, that just want nothing else than the doomsday. They want America to be burned in fire. They want the world to be disaster. They want easy fix, a rapture. Okay? I'm not God, but as everyone knows, that only God knows the time and the hour. Do not try to force God on all sides of religions, to try to force God to do something, because he might not listen to you, because he is the decision maker, not you people. You are the decision maker for what is good and evil, okay? And you will be able to shorten the years of tribulation, okay, by your prayers, by your actions. And when you realize that you are the ones that need to set yourself free and start with honesty, okay? And when you have honesty and when you have truth, you will be able to set yourself free. Watch yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself a very important question. Who am I? Okay? And then you ask yourself a second question. Who do I want to be? Okay? And do that regard, and it's like this way. It's like many people that have ambitions. I have ambitions of being the King of Kings. I have ambitions of being president of this country. I have ambitions of having a Bentley. I have ambitions of having a nice house. I have ambitions of having a wife. Okay? This is different type of ambitions. But you have to look to yourself that, do I need it? Am I deserving? Am I the right person for that job or for that thing? Would that make me happy? Ask these questions to yourself. Maybe someone that is more suitable than you for a different type of things. God is the one that will anoint you, and by your actions, you will be the one that you deserve to be. And today, we had a wonderful ceremony and a long talk. And it's not many people on this planet that has been able to speak with the Red Dragon directly. That was a nice talk that we had. And of security reasons, he has to be limited in the way he communicates with things. And but I think that you and him had a very nice connection there. It loosened up in a very nice way.
I was surprised how much Bible he knows.
Yes, and the thing is that this is what is also the important thing, is that he's not only the Bible he knows. He's a very knowledgeable person, but like he stated, is that he learned it on the battlefield, and he had maybe one day he will, like I said, he will give his personal story what happened to him, but he had a personal encounter with God that changed his life. And that's why he believes the way that he's done today. He was called to the services. And even though he has a royal bloodline and has been having his own bringing in his own ways, God came to him and showed himself to him. And it's like I stated, everyone have their own personal experience maybe one day with God. If they don't get it in this lifetime, they will definitely get during the time we pass over. And we all are accountable for our actions in this world. And it's like I said to you many times, is that, who cares how much money I earn in this world, because I can still not bring it back to paradise. So the best thing that I need to do is to build up the points that I can be accepted basically into the paradise, where we will be in another spiritual sense. I mean, today, as I had this, so a personal friend, to me, his brother's son having a tragedy in a young age, dying, and this type of things are very saddening, and of course, people around the world having their children dying and having their family members blown up and beheaded and all type of crazy, sick, savage behaviors. And I call all the people to wake up and stop this aggression. Stop aggressing on people. I'm not here to threaten anyone. If you feel threatened by my message, that means that you're not pure in your sense. Watch yourself in the mirror, and see how you can change yourself. And by changing yourself, maybe you can change the world. Maybe your dreams can be fulfilled. But nothing will happen unless we stop aggressing at each other and stop this madness. And it's like I see, going around the world, seeing people from different nations and people from different cultures. You can see good things and bad things in all societies. We like to demonize countries always. We want to demonize, but we have to look at the good things, at the people, at the nations. I see patterns that is created in humans that are not man behaviors. This is like demonic type of behaviors, and this is basically what the people need to learn and set themselves free from. But in this world, when you see all this suffering, it's maybe hard for some people to believe that it even exists, a God. And sometimes we like to escape by blaming it on other entities, also like Satan and demons, for our own behaviors. We have to take responsibility for our own actions. At the same time, yes, that there exist spiritual entities, it explains a different thing to the truth than what we believe that it exists. Okay, and the way that we can prepare ourselves by that is to, have a global awakening, blowing the shofar, calling the angels to our assistance, cleaning ourselves from sin, submitting ourselves in prayer to the God Almighty. And it doesn't matter which religion you belong to, as long as you pray from your heart and believe in the Creator. I believe He will set all of us free. And that's basically my call for today. I don't know if you have anything special that you would like to add to our today's experience.
We started around 10 o'clock and it's past 12:30 now. So this has been a very intense spiritual encounter that we've had over an extended period of time, longer than most people go to church on Sundays. And we've had Bible study and talked about spiritual practices, spiritual warfare, how to bind up principalities and powers. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I quite honestly want to just back up a little bit and drink it all in and meditate on what I've just experienced over the past 2.5 hours plus.
I think that's a good thing, Ron, and also this now new tools that you have received. Maybe you should show them for the people.
You mean the shofar again?
Yes, the shofar. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe you should end now by you blowing.
I'm not very good at this yet.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yes, but sometimes sometimes you really get the tone there. So
yeah, we've
you
even
know,
had anointing oil. We've had communion. There's my communion cup, and we've had frankincense burning, and of course the candles that I normally have.
Maybe you should give
if
some
my hair
short.
looks oily, it's because I was rubbing my hands with oil on my hands over my hair. So I'm gonna have to take another shower and get the oil out of my hair.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of women are putting oil in their head to get hair stronger. So maybe that's good use. And also maybe just shortening, just explain the thing with the frankincense, because there's a lot of people maybe who doesn't know the importance of a frankincense.
I don't know that I'm the one to explain that. Probably you would be able to do a better explanation. But I was asked by the Red Dragon to have the elements that I just described, including the shofar, present for what we did today, the ceremony that we did today. And yes, frankincense is one of the things that was asked of me. And that's, of course, Jesus was anointed with frankincense and myrrh at his birth by the wise men from the east, probably Persia. Go ahead, though. You explain. I mean, I'm just talking.
And also it was used in the temples, and also
right.
In the King Solomon temple, it was used in many different places also in Asia. But like, it's very special with the frankincense because it keeps away the demonic and negative energies and basically allow the Spirit of God to be in the room. Okay.
Right.
And to basically be able to just keep the truth in the room. And so that's why it's a good, important thing to explain this particular thing. And it is always a nice experience to share this type of moments that we had today. And it was very exciting for me also. And it was nice to see that you are part of the 555 family, and you know, that you're joining in this war against ignorance. And I believe that we will be able to overcome, you know, 666, and I hope no sooner than later.
Me too. And thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon, I'm sure. We do every day.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
namaste.
Bless you all. Bless you all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.